Hello! Oh my goodness, here we go, you guys and gals, all the people. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, you are. One of my teachers on Peloton shows goes, "Are you ready? Yes or yes?" Yes or yes. Here we go. Alexis. We're going to give folks just a moment to get on. And those of you who never practiced with me before, I promise my environment when I flip my camera around will be a little bit better than this. Jamie, Allie, whoop, whoop. Here we go. Hi, Nikki. Good morning. Katie, hello. Who's excited? Let's give some hearts. Who's excited? Fist bump someone. Can you do that? Hi, Emily. Hi, Jenna. We got some people on live. You don't need any props. A yoga mat would be helpful. But even that, I'm going to say you could if you happen to be in a hotel room or something. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. I can't wait to get started with you this morning. We are going to be doing an all over, just a little bit of everything. So if you've never done yoga before, here's the great part. These are going to get recorded. You can always go back. You can rewatch them. It's going to be awesome. So as people are hopping on, this one will probably go maybe 20 minutes today, just because we'll give people a minute to get on and get situated. But those of you that don't know me, my name is Alicia Finley. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I have a husband and 3 kiddos who are 9, 10, and 12. I've been teaching yoga for 12 years, practicing, I don't even know how long, longer than that, a long time. So I'm so thrilled to be here and doing this with you. I do teach at a local studio, although I haven't returned yet at Lotus House of Yoga, so shout out to those guys. But I'm excited to have you all on this morning. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Yes or yes? All right, here we go. I'm going to flip you around, and I'll check in periodically just to make sure we don't lose our connection. That does happen. Life happens sometimes. Okay. All right, so as we practice today, I want to just kind of focus on a word of the day as we get going. And to start us off, what better word I thought of today? I'm sure there's a million that probably come to your own mind, but it's growth, right? The reason, hopefully, that you joined us and we welcome everyone into this group is growth. Every one of us has a desire within ourselves to grow. And I think sometimes what happens in our life is we reach these points where we maybe feel stuck. And a lot of that stuck, I think, happens because we don't feel like we're growing anymore. We don't feel like we're maybe moving in the direction that we want to go. So taking time for yoga, taking time for baths, taking time for things that make you feel good can help you kind of just tap into this deeper part in yourself. And Marianne Williamson, she has a great quote. She says, spiritual growth means that we have to give up the stories of our past so the universe can write a new one. And we all have these conceptions about ourselves. And so today, I'm going to tell a call to action, but I want you to think about what is some conception you may have about yourself that you want to let go of and that you want to release. And that's what we're going to use this 15 minutes for. So, are we ready? Can everybody hear me? Somebody tell me that you can hear me before I get going. I should have said that first. Everybody hear me? Somebody give me a heart or a thumbs up or a something, something. I should have done that first. I always do, but I'm assuming somebody would have said something. Who's the fastest typer? Well, I'll get going. If you can't hear me, somebody say something and I'll check again in a second. So what I want you to do is I want you to start standing at the top of your mat. I'll turn a lot when I can so I'm facing you, but I want you to start at the top of your mat. Let your feet be about hip distance apart. And inhale, stretch your arms way up towards the sky. Reach up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Good. I just want you to do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach your arms up all the way up towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. And now this time, hands to your heart, and I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a moment and set an intention. And if you want to incorporate my word, this word of growth, that you are here to grow, use that as your intention. If it is to release some conception that you have about yourself that you know is holding you back in certain areas, set that as your intention. Good, and then release your arms down by your sides. Good. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Take the head of the shoulder back. Drop the shoulder down the back and inhale. Stretch your arms up. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to start with what we call just a half sun salutation. So you're going to inhale, and we'll do a lot of these throughout these next 15 days, so I want to make sure we've got this part down. So inhale, lift up part weight. If you're tight in your hamstrings, let your hands come on your shins, but I want a little bend in your knees so that your legs don't hyperextend and the kneecap goes back behind the ankle bone. And then exhale, refold. And then you're going to take your arms out wide. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come back up to stand. And then hands to your heart. Good, that's the half salute. Here we go, do it 2 more. Inhale, reach up. And we'll cue breath. Exhale, forward fold. So often when you're lifting up, that's your inhale. When you're folding into a bend or a crunch, that's your exhale. And we'll reverse the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. And hands to the heart. Good, now we're gonna add on to the salute. Here we go, inhale. Top of your mat, inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Now you're going to step to a plank pose. Let's go right foot back first, then left foot. Plank pose, inhale. And you're going to go all the way to your belly, exhale. So you can always put your knees down. You're going to stretch the tops of your feet to the floor, and you're going to come up to a cobra. Now if you have back pain, you can hover your hands. If you want to use your hands a little bit, you can come up a little bit higher. And then you're going to bring your hips towards your heels, tuck your toes, hips go to the sky, downward facing dog. Now what we're going to do is a half salute, doing the plank to the lowering to the belly. Good. So from your down dog, inhale forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower. Stretch your feet to the floor, cobra, inhale. Now those of you that know up dog, you can go ahead and do that. Exhale, down dog. So now I'm going to take you through just a slightly different variation. Inhale forward, plank pose. So if you've done yoga before, your knees are going to stay lifted. You're going to bend the elbows 90 degrees. And then you're going to lift into what we call up dog. Now my thighs are off the ground. Just my hands and feet are touching. And exhale back, down dog. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, forward, plank. Now you can always put your knees down for the chaturanga. Exhale, bend your elbows. So you never want your shoulders going lower than elbows. Up dog, cobra. So now I'm back to cobra. My thighs are down. Exhale, down dog. 1 more time, yogis. Inhale, forward. Now remember, growth contains getting uncomfortable. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra. Exhale, down dog. We don't usually grow in our comfort zone, right? I haven't heard of that. I'm not sure if that's possible. Inhale. Exhale. But we can practice having a little fun while things might be uncomfortable. Exhale. But if you are getting any pain, inhale, lift your heels and slowly walk forward. Or you can jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. If you ever get any pain in yoga, definitely want to back off. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Remember, you can do this with hands on the ground or hands on shins. And exhale, fold. Reverse your swan dive. Inhale, rise. And hands to the heart. Exhale. So that, my friends, is what we call the vinyasa. That's the flow part where it's constantly moving. So we're going to do it again. Let's put it all together 2 times. Here we go. And what's awesome is it does everything. Inhale. It opens your heart. It works forward bends. Exhale. It strengthens your core. Inhale. Lengthen. Now left foot back first. Left foot, right foot. Plank pose. Inhale. We'll take an extra breath for the fun of it. Chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale. Up dog, cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Let it go. Lift your heels, inhale. Now look to your thumbs if you're going to jump or you're going to step. Top of your mat. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Exhale, refold. Reverse your arms all the way up. Hands to the heart, exhale. Good. Now what we don't get in a sun salute is any side bending. So let's take the arms up towards the sky, breathe in. And then you're going to take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and side bend over to the right. And again, I turned on my mat. You don't need to turn on your mat. I just do it so I can stick my tongue out at you. No, I'm just kidding. Side bend over. Inhale up. It's a very growth mindset, right? Stick your tongue out at somebody. Exhale over to the left. Good. Now you're pulling slightly with that left hand against the right. And inhale all the way up. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Now bend your knees. Bring your big toes together, your inner heels a little apart, and sink your hips. Chair pose. Inhale, reach your arms out. Good. Now sink a little deeper. Sink a little deeper. And you're going to airplane your arms. So as you inhale, reach them up. You're going to feel your back start to strengthen. Weight goes back into those heels. And then exhale, airplane your arms. Put a little bend so the shoulder heads lift up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, reach. So this is to help move energy. So if you did have something stuck, or you know someone else who does, inhale. This is a good movement. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Push to stand. Breathe in. Forward fold. Exhale. Let it go. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And now right leg is going to step back. We're going to take the back knee down to the ground into a low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. So let's stretch the psoas, the hips here a little bit. Inhale, lift up through the arms and the chest. And then exhale, hands to the floor. You're going to frame the front foot and take a half split. Ardha Hanuman. So hips go back over your right knee and you're going to flex your left toes. Now turn your left toes as you inhale. So you're trying to get the pinky side of your foot towards the floor. Ooh. Inhale. Bring it back up to center. Exhale. Bend back into your lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, rotate the left toes to the left. Inhale, turn the toes back up. Exhale, Rebend into that left leg. One more time. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, half split. Inhale, rotate the left foot left. Exhale, bring the toes back up to center. Inhale, bend into the lunge. Now plant your right hand, your right wrist. I want it just slightly in front of the shoulder. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. Take a low lunge twist. So this is to get our creative juices flowing. That's what twists are so good for. Pull that back heel more over the ball of the foot. Wrap the outer left hip back and revolve your torso to the left. And take a breath. All right, I'm going to have two options here. Remember, if you've never done yoga, you might take this first option. I want you to scooch this front foot back, and you're going to come to a side plank. Now, if that's still too much, you can put your right knee down and stretch your left leg back. But those of you that like, you can stack your feet. Side plank. Let's take a couple breaths here. Breathe in. Remind yourself, I can do hard things. Breathe out. One more. Maybe look up at that top hand. Inhale. Good. Plank pose. Exhale. Take a breath. Breathe in. Lower to the belly. Good. Now you're going to stretch your hands back alongside your legs, beside your hips. Keep your palms down. Your thumbs are out. And I want you to lift your head and chest. Lift your head and chest. Gaze down the tip of your nose. Lift your shoulder heads up towards the sky. And now try to lift your feet. Spread your toes. Turn your kneecaps down towards the floor as best you can. And take one more breath. Good. Now all I want you to do, lift your hands up. Bring them into a push-up position so your wrists are right underneath those elbows. Tuck your toes, and either you're going to push up to a plank. I'll show tabletop on the first one, so put your knees down. Push the earth away. Tabletop pose. And down dog. And take a breath in. Empty it out your mouth. Let it go. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, step to the top of the mat, or you can jump. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And now exhale, left foot's going to step back. Lunge, back knee down. Anjaneyasana, inhale, arms up. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Flex the toes. Turn that front foot. Rotate it to the right. Inhale. Try to tap the pinky side of your toe to the floor. Exhale. Inhale, back into the lunge. Reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Half split. Inhale, rotate the foot. Exhale, bring it back up. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale. So you start to just get into the breath. Some of the things that might have been bothering you before, inhale. They start to just become less powerful. They have less of your attention. Back into the lunge. Now, plant your hands, lift that back knee up, and that's growth, right? Learning where our attention is best served. Revolve your chest to the right. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Pull the back heel up. Rotate that outer right hip back like you're trying to wrap your right outer hip towards your left inner thigh. And then we're coming to that side plank. Roll to the outer edge of the back foot. You can either scooch that front foot back a little, or you can stack your feet. Maybe look up for 3. Flex your top foot if you're in full plank. 2. And 1. Exhale. Now, you can take your vinyasa if you like, or you can go all the way to the belly. Up dog cobra. And now you're going to take a child's pose. Bring your knees down to the ground. Forehead to the floor. And pause. Good. Take another deep breath. Good. And walk your hands in a little closer. Come up, sit on your shins for a moment. Yep. Cross your ankles and take your feet out in front of you. Good. Now make your hands, just bring them wherever they're comfortable. We're just going to end with a little hip opener. Right ankle, you're going to bring it above your left knee. Lift your chest nice and tall here. I like to turn my fingertips away from me. It's just more comfortable. So lift your chest. And if you're not feeling this in the outer hip, you can bring your left foot in closer to you. The other thing that can maybe get a little more stretch is just start to feel like you're going to let your right foot fall towards the left, but without your right sitting bone coming up. So chest nice and tall. There's maybe some concepts in there that are stuck. So you might feel some tightness in the old hips. Take a nice deep breath here. And let it go. Good. Bring it back up. And then stretch that leg out. Give your legs a little shake. Let's switch sides. Right foot to the floor. Left ankle hooks over. Now the key here as well is getting the low back. So I don't really feel much. Like if I slouch asana, you don't feel so much. The key is to get your spine straight. So use your hands behind you. Notice if you're back on your tailbone, you're trying to get to those sit bones. Those are those 2 little bony knobs on the bottom of the butt. You're trying to sit onto the sit bones, get the spine nice and tall, and then remember you can let your foot just revolve a little bit to the right. Keep your torso center. And just breathe into those hips. Good, and then bring it back up. And then I just want you to find an easy seat. Now typically we would end a practice in Shavasana, which is when you're laying down. 15 minutes, pretty short. Now if you have more time, I encourage you go ahead and lay down, but I want to just take 5 deep breaths just with our hands on the legs and just a quiet 5-breath meditation, right? And it's amazing just in 5 breaths how it can shift. So hands on your legs, any comfortable position, close your eyes. And just take 5 deep breaths. Spiritual growth is about letting go of the stories of our past so that the universe can write a new one. Thinking about what concepts maybe have you created that are not true. What can we do to release those? Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. Let the corners of your mouth start to curl up. Take a moment and think about this word. Maybe identifying for yourself growth. Where is one area that I'm going to put a little bit more attention, a little more light, a little more love? Is it love for yourself? Is that the growth we need to work on? And then let your chin bow towards your chest. Thank yourself. Honor yourself for showing up for this 15 almost 20 today. Minute practice. Good. And then let your hands come down to your legs. Open your eyes. So your call to action, you guys, I want you to write below. What is that area of growth for you? Where is it that you're going to work on for just a little bit for yourself? Is it a little more self-love? Is it more self-care? Is it being more confident for yourself? Is that your new story? Is that what you want to write for yourself? Is that the area where you want to grow? So I want you to think about that. This is your call to action. This is for you, but we are here to do this for each other and be together and cheer each other on. So if this brought you value and you loved it, we can still have people join. So reach out, let us know. We'd be happy to add more people that you know to the group. You can just tell the person who invited you in. And tomorrow, Jessa Voos will be on. She's amazing, and she's going to be doing hammies. So go do something that hammies are going to feel super good after. So thank you, friends. Namaste. Have a great day, and we'll see you Wednesday.